Alright guys, we are back with round one hat format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Houston Carter on the right playing Geargia versus Nate on the left playing windups. Yes, you heard it right. Windups in hat format. So Houston, we haven't seen him in the channel in a while. He's completely moved over to Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But he was here for just this one tournament. We'll see how he does. He just got one win on the channel. His one win came in Edison, and then he stopped playing Edison after he got his one win. And in Hat, he's been in the finals twice, but he lost in the finals both times, so maybe he'll completely give up Hat once he gets that win. Alright, so Nate starts off by activating Windup Factory and normal summoning Windup Rabbit. And yeah, Nate has got 4 wins on the channel, 3 in Edison and 1 in Hat, and I'm glad to see him playing Windups. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. I actually went undefeated at a regional with this deck. I think it's the only time I ever went undefeated at a regional. I've topped a few regionals, but never undefeated. This is the only deck that I went undefeated with. That's why I have it has a special place in my heart. It's one of my all-time favorite decks. If I had to do like my top 5 favorite decks, this one is probably top 3. I don't know. I just really big fan. All right, so he activates Fire Formation Tenki, which that one's a Rhoda for Beast Warriors. It's a continuous spell, but you can only activate 1 Tenki per turn. He searched Bear. And now he's going to use Windup Rabbit's effect. And Houston chains Phoenix Chain to negate Windup Rabbit's effect, but his factory is still going to trigger. I guess I'll go over fact. This is not really a Hat deck. This is a 2012 deck. It feels like I'm watching a different format, but watching Windups. Now, Windup Carrier Zen Mighty is banned in Hat format. I think Zen Mighty is still banned in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That's crazy. All these years later, it's still banned. I think it's because of the hand loop. That's how you know this deck was kind of ahead of, or at least Zen Mighty was ahead of his time. But yes, Factory, I think when a Windup monster's effect activates, you search a Windup monster from your deck to your hand. It's really annoying in the mirror match, because you can just play your Factory, and if you're playing the mirror match, your opponent, well, you'll trigger your opponent's factories in the mirror match. It's not like imagine if Black Whirlwind was like that in Edison format. Like if you summon a black when your opponent's whirlwinds trigger. Okay, so Nate's playing Windup Artifacts. It makes sense because you have easy access to rank 5s with Windup Shark. So Artifact Ignition is basically an MST, except you have to have an artifact in your deck when you activate it, and then on resolution you set the artifact. So he MSTs the Bottomless and then set Scythe, which is a card not many people play in Hat format. I think that card is banned in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Another card that was ahead of its time, because just the way the game changed. So he summons Bear. Bear has 2 effects, but it looks like he's going to use the first effect here, which when it inflicts battle damage, you set a 5 formations, I believe, spell card from your deck. It might be Trap 2, I can't remember. So Houston is forced to compulse the Bear. So he switches the Windup Rabbit to defense mode. It's Phoenix Chain, so he can't use his effect. I think Windup Rabbit, I'm trying to refresh my memory. It's been so long. I think you just banish a Windup. Once per turn, it's a quick effect. You can banish a Windup monster you control. And it comes back, I think, in the standby phase. I gotta refresh my memory. I can't remember exactly what it does. Let's see. Windup. So he summons MK2 with no targets, and it just attacks over the Windup Rabbit. I know Houston played during this time, so he knows windups. Yes, quick effect, you can target 1 windup monster you control, banish it until your next standby phase. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Alright, so it looks like he Sanctums his Beagle Talk. So Sanctum special summons an artifact from your deck, and Beagle Talk, when it's special summoned during your opponent's turn, you can destroy up to 2 set cards you control, minimum 1. So he destroys his Scythe, and all the artifacts have this effect. When they're destroying your spell and trap zone, they special summon themselves. So Scythe's other effect is when it's special summoned during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot go into their extra deck. And here comes the combo, Magician Shark! The famous combo, the 2-piece combo. Magician Shark! And Houston he saw the Magician Shark, he scoops. I don't blame him. Now, it's not as powerful as it was in the past. Like in 20... When windups were at full power, when they Magician Shark you're getting 4 cards are getting ripped out of your hand thanks to Zen Mighty and Windup Hunter. And then the other format when I played windups, when you were getting like probably Shockmastered, which Shockmaster is still banned in modern Yu-Gi-Oh today. Magician Shark, good to see. The worst part is these two are they're kind of, I would say they're kind of little rivals because they got into a huge heated debate one time, and ever since then I would say they're kind of rivals. I don't know why they got into some debate. I think because Nate beat Houston with Consecrated Light, and I don't know what it was. They've been rivals ever since. And if Houston loses to Nate's windup deck, like I'm never gonna let it go. I'm gonna tease him about it from now until like the end of time. Okay, so Houston flips Geargia Armor. Geargia Armor, when it's flipped, you add a Geargia monster from your deck chain. What's another thing is this is actually a classic matchup from 2012. Except, Geargia's got buffed. Geargia now have, a lot of new cards. Versus windups, they're not, they got wrecked. But yeah, this was a 2012 classic. Alright, so, well, I guess Nate gained artifacts, but every deck gained artifacts. So yeah, Houston normals armor, or flips armor, special summons accelerator. Oh, he brings out the Scythe. Okay, I thought he was going to go Moral Attack, but Scythe kind of makes sense. So he breakthrough skills the Scythe. Yeah, remember, Scythe, Houston cannot go into his extra deck, but Houston chains breakthrough skill, which negates a face-up monster effect until the end of the turn. It has another effect in the graveyard. We'll go over it if Houston decides to use it. Does Nate have a response? No response, so now he can make Gigant X or something else. Maybe Nate's got another response. Again, I'm rooting for Nate. Probably my all-time favorite deck. It's different because, like, I never really played Geargia. I actually did play this deck a lot. Windups. Again, I actually topped 2 regionals in a row in 2012 with this deck. And I went undefeated with one of them. I think, I don't want to tell, I think that playing Windups is kind of what helped me. I played this deck a lot. Now, I actually didn't know how to play the deck when I first picked it up. I learned a lot from Sam Pedigo, who used to play at our locals years ago. And I remember I would play him in the mirror, and I kind of learned how to play the deck from him, destroying me. Yep. Alright, so he's going to Moral Attack. He ignitions his Moral Attack. Houston chains Max C. So yeah, Ignition, Moral Attack's the same thing. All the artifacts special summon themselves, except Moral Attack's effect is when a special summon during your opponent's turn, you pop a face-up card your opponent controls. But here, Houston Phoenix chains the Moral Attack. Activates Gigant X's effect. Gigant, you detach a material to add a level 4 lower machine monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Some of you guys, we actually have, the first videos I ever uploaded on this channel were from 2012 format, if you guys want to go back and watch. Now, there's no commentary, but it was kind of like a team war that we did at Epik, and it was 2012 format. It was Dino Rabbit format, and there was a few people. Almost no one played windups. The only people who played windups were me and Los. Everyone else was playing Rabbit and Chaos Dragons and Insectors. But there are some videos up there. It was a 6-on-6 team war. A couple of great players, myself, YCS champion Scott Page, 2-time YCS champion Ramiro Garcia was on the opposite team. But yeah, if you guys want to go back and just check out the Dino Rabbit playlist. Those are the only videos I have of that format, though. Okay, so Gigant X, he goes for Zen Mains. Gigant X attacks over the Scythe, or was it Beagle Talk? No, Scythe for what, 100? And he goes for Zen Mains. I guess I'll go over Zen Mains. Zen Mains can protect itself from being destroyed by battle or card effects by detaching a material. So he summons Windup. I forgot this one's name. Which one's this one? I never played this one. I don't know this one. I think it's Warrior. Is that the one you bring out with X-Saber Invoker? I think it's Windup Warrior. I forgot what it does. I think it increases the level. I'm getting 2012 flashbacks here with this Windup Warrior. I think it's Windup Warrior. Yeah, it is Windup Warrior. You can target one face-up Windup monster you control, increase its level by 1, and its attack by 600 until the end phase. This effect can only be used once while this card is face-up on the field. So okay, this allows him to make what's this card? Durandal. So he attacks over the Gigant X. What's Durandal's attack? 25? I think it's 25. But he still got Zen Mains on the field, so Zen Mains has two effects. Again, I already went over it. It protects itself from being destroyed by battle or card effects by detaching the material. And then if you use that effect during the end phase, you can pop a card. So like, let's say your Zen Mains gets torrential or they're cold, they'll just like, okay, end phase, since it survived, pop a card. It's really annoying. So I wish we kind of had that card in Tengu format. I know there's like 3 different Tengu formats, but the one people mostly play is Toronto without Dark Worlds. That's like the Tengu format people like. But man, I wish we had Zen Mains. It makes Tour Guide so much better. Like, you just go first turn, summon Tour Guide, make Zen Mains. Like, most decks struggle to deal with it. Alright, so Houston's going to XYZ summon 101. But I think he can negate. Can he negate 101's effect with Durandal? Let's see what Nate's got. Nate activates another ignition. MST's the back row on the summon. Okay, I'm seeing why he's doing this. Because now if Houston tries to do anything, he's going to use Durandal's effect. Let me go refresh my memory on Durandal. I don't remember exactly what this card does. It has like 2 different effects. One like shuffles both players' hands, and the other one, when a monster effect is activated on the field, or when a normal spell or trap card is activated, you can detach 1 material from this card. The activated effect becomes destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Okay, so like if Houston decides to use 101's effect, he can. But Houston has a breakthrough skill in his graveyard that he sent turns ago, so he attacks Nate for 21. So yes, he tried to basically he would have made 101's effect become destroy a spell or trap card you control. But since Houston had breakthrough skill in his graveyard, he negated Durandal's effect. So now Nate summons Wind Up Rat, brings back Wind Up Warrior. So Wind Up Rat's kind of like Wind Up Blizzard. I know I call all the cards Blizzard because Blizzard is the OG, he's the original. So yeah, Wind Up Blizzard, but it's Rat. Yeah, so Wind Up Rat. You switch it to defense mode once per, I think it's once while it's face up on the field. All the windups have that effect. Once while they're face up on the field. But Wind Up Rabbit helps them abuse that. Because I remember the play used to be like, Wind Up Rat, bring back Rabbit, banish the Rat, because Wind Up Rabbit can banish any wind up once while it's face up on the field. And then during your standby phase, the Rat comes back and you just keep looping it. It was like a loop. So Houston goes for his own 101. 101's effect is you can detach 2 materials to target 1 face-up attack position special summon monster, and you basically becomes an XYZ material. So, again, he went Rat, brought back the Warrior, and then the Warrior makes the Rat level 4. Now, Houston, Normal's Armor, Special Accelerator from his hand. So, Accelerator, it's a level 4, you can special summon it from your hand if you control a face-up Geargia monster. So now he's going to activate Gigant X's effect, detach Accelerator. Yeah, you add a level 4 lower machine from your deck or grave to hand. This is not looking too good for Nate, depending on what his back rows are. So he chose to add the armor. Switches Zen Mains to attack mode. Attacks for, I think, is it mandatory for you to protect? So Houston's going to take 6. And then Nate's going to take 2. So yeah, as you can see here, he's going to protect Zen Mains from being destroyed at battle. Now Zen Mains is going to activate. During the end phase, he chose to pop the 101. And here comes a Bluff's Pot of Duality, reveals Mirror Force, Wind Up Factory, and Wind Up Shark. So he adds the Mirror Force off Duality. This makes me want to play 2012 format. I love that format. That's one of my favorite formats. If I had to do my personal top 5 favorite formats, it's because I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. I actually went to a lot of YCSs there. I went to Long Beach, the 100th YCS. I went to Dallas. I went to Atlanta. So yeah, three of the 4 of those formats I played in those ways. I went to the Nats that year in 2012. Alright, so Houston activates Gigant X's effect again to add is he going to add back Accelerator? So he's asking him what the new back rows are. So he knows where the Mirror Force is. Maybe Houston's planning to go for Diamond Direwolf and try to snipe the Mirror Force. It's possible. So if you guys ever see these pipe sleeves, the pipe extra deck sleeves, it's Sean's deck. He always loans out decks, and I think all his. So that's how you know someone borrowed a deck is if you see those pipe sleeves. Okay, just they borrowed the deck from Sean, because Sean's got just a bunch of decks. He just loans them out to people, especially in hat format. All right, so he's got call. So now Houston knows where the Mirror Force is. Oh, he's gonna go call chain Mirror Force to make. No, call comes out in attack mode, man. Attack mode. Nate, come on, man. So again, the artifacts, if they're special summoned during your opponent's turn, their effects trigger. Or if they're destroying your spell and trap zone during your opponent's turn, they trigger. Now, you have to remember, during your opponent's turn. Because we saw in top 4 of the previous tournament, Mergim tried to use the artifacts during his turn. Like, no, that would be ridiculous. Soul Charge would be insane. You just Soul Charge, bring back Moral Attack, and you would wipe boards. And then make your own board. Alright, so he goes Gigant X at MK2. Set a back row and passes back to Nate. So we'll see what Nate can do. I think we know he has 1 artifact and 3 back rows. Summon MK2, target. Detach Gigant X. Yeah, MK2, when it's normal summon or flip, you special summon a Geargia monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense position. It doesn't target. That's what. So he goes for Soul of Silver Mountain. That one, you basically lock a back row. You need 2 level 3 Earth monsters to make it. You detach a material to freeze one of your opponent's back rows, as long as it's face up on the field. Then if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you bring back a level 4 Earth monster from your graveyard. So yeah, Houston's in complete control of this game. He's got Armor, Gigant X, and Soul of Silver Mountain. And Nate concedes. I think Soul of Silver Mountain brings back level 4 Earth monsters, but let me double check. It's not a card I normally see on the channel. Soul of Silver. What the heck? There's more than one Soul of Silver. Alright, so Nate. Will Houston pull off the Legacy 2-0 and knock out Nate's wind-up deck? Alright, so Nate starts off by setting 4. Oh, no, it's any Earth monster. You can target any Earth monster gets supposed to determine face-up defense position. Okay. Alright, let me reset life points. So, Houston starts off by summoning Geargia Arsenal, which that one's a kind of like a lone fire. But Nate's got Ignition, so he's going to Ignition his Beagle attack, and he's going to bring out Moral Attack. He's going to set Moral Attack with Ignition, special summon Beagle attack, pop his Moral Attack, and then pop the Arsenal. You'll see it here. It's about to happen. Yeah, there's no priority in hat format, unlike Edison or Tengu, so that's why he can stop him from making plays. So yeah, Geargia Arsenal. Its effect is you contribute itself to special summon a Geargia monster from your deck in face-up defense position, except Geargia Armor. Now, as far as me explaining cards, the reason I've gone into debates about it. Some people in the comments appreciate the explanation. The reason I'm explaining it is because my channel is mostly... The reason I do it is because my channel is mostly Edison. Edison is by far the most popular retro format. And my locals, for the time being, is doing hat. I don't know, maybe things will change in the future. I upload based on what my locals wants to do. So if we switch to hat, I may upload hat. If we switch to goat, I may upload goat. We'll see. But Edison will always be there, so don't worry, guys. Edison's going to be the king for the foreseeable future. Anyways, Houston goes, Soul Charge. So Soul Charge, you target any number of monsters in your graveyard, special summon, and if you do, you take 1,000 for each. You cannot conduct your battle phase of turn use Soul Charge, and you only use 1 Soul Charge per turn. So he brings back his arsenal, tributes it, brings back armor defense mode. So now if you're Houston, you can't just set the armor because you know he's going to just make Pallades and bounce your armor depending on what his back rows are. So he could go Exciton. Does he have more cards? Who has more cards? Nate or Houston? Because that's going to determine what Houston does here. So Houston Carter. Goes for Exciton. So I'm guessing Nate's got more cards. So it's Call and Moral Attack. So Moral Attack then a special summon itself and pop the Exciton. So Exciton's effect is once per chain during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, if your opponent controls more cards on the field and in the hand than you do, destroy all the cards in the field and your opponent takes no further battle damage for the rest of the turn. Good card. I've heard people are even using that card in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh now. I think did it get errata in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. I know they're using it just as a fiend. I think. I don't know Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but oh, Nate had to set Rat. Okay, so Houston summons Arsenal, attacks over the Rat. Can you bring? I think you can bring back Rat with Rat. So maybe he has another Rat in his hand. So here comes Scythe. Oh, he brings out Scythe. Now, Nate's probably going to go for a rank 5. Does he play Zenmayo? Zenmayo would be really good right here. Yeah, he has another Rat. There's a lot of plays Nate can make. He could go Tyrus. He can go Zenmayo. Let's see which one he decides to go for. Oh, he goes Pallades. That's a good one, too. You can bounce back the armor. The only thing is, the back rows. I don't know. Would I have gone for Zenmayo? Probably not. It's so risky, but it could also just win him the game had he gone for Zenmayo. But I don't blame him. So he chooses to attack here. So he compulses. He's going to chain. Okay, good thing he didn't do my play, because I would have got punished by that compulse. I would have lost my Zenmayo. I would have lost my Tyrus. Alright, so he's got Rat in his hand. End phase, MST, his Moral Attack. Okay, he drew all artifacts. All Nate has is a Rat in his hand. Houston attacks with armor. So armor's effect is once per turn you can set itself. Because remember, when it's flipped, you add a Geargia monster from your deck to your hand except Geargia armor. But now, Nate can out that armor by summoning Rat, bring back Rat, and make... maybe he doesn't have a Rat. But I'm pretty sure you can search Rat with Rat. I mean, you can bring back Rat with Rat, I think. Again, it's been a long time, but I think he can. If his last card is Rat, he could have done that play. But, alright, so he flips armor, searches accelerator. No, man, it's not looking good for our boy Nate. I thought he had a Rat in his hand. But here comes Houston with Gigant X. Detach, add accelerator, and... Come on, Nate. Come on. Dude from Waters, man. This is probably one of my top favorite decks ever, man. Top 5. Okay, Factory. Yeah, I think he had the Rat last turn. Yeah, because or he either had the Rat or the Factory. Yeah, so you can Rat for Rat. I remember. Yeah, I knew you could do it. So Houston has no back rows. He searches Shark. Now, unfortunately, Wind Up Carrier Zen Mighty is banned, or otherwise this is game. Yeah, Zen Mighty is banned. The level 3 Wind Up XYZ. Otherwise, Houston would probably be picking up his cards right now if Zen Mighty was legal. So he goes for Invoker. Okay. That one's supposed to summon what? A level 4 warrior from your deck? Wind Up Soldier. Yeah, that one's Wind Up Soldier. Now he's going to reveal Shark from his hand. Yep, reveal Shark. So he can make a rank 4 XYZ. He can go for a 101. Yep, here comes... Oh, no, it goes Volcasaurus. The soldier increased level 2, so he burns him for 23. Oh, is this game? This is not game. Oh, it is game. Oh, no, this is game. Did I forget to take off 1,000 for soul charge? I think I forgot to take 1,000 for soul charge, too. Yeah, this is game. I can't believe Wind-Ups are about to win. Oh, man, that's game. Yep, congrats. Nate pulls it off with Wind-Ups. Congrats, Nate. Knocks out Houston now. Houston is never going to hear the end of this. The reason it's so funny is because Houston's always talks trash to Nate. He's always like, Nate, you're some, the A word. At Yu-Gi-Oh! He always tell. Yeah, I'm glad Nate won with one of my all-time favorite decks. Now, Unfortunately, Nate did not. I think this was the only match he won. So spoiler, I didn't feature him the rest of the tournament. Yeah, he won round one, beat Houston, and then lost 3 in a row. Again, this deck's power corrupt. But it was nice to see this deck because, again, one of my all-time favorite decks. Top 3 for sure. Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed that match, and check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epic Cards and Games. The code is my first and last name, Oscar Zelaya, one word, all caps. And yep, I'll see you guys next time.